I'd like to introduce you to the DEMOCRALYZER. It is still a prototype. The goal is to give you a fast and easy to use overview of status and evolution of democracy in your country and worldwide. For example, you can compare the fulfillment of fundamental rights. The underlying data are coming from the Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance. On their website, you can learn about the methods for data collection and analysis. You find the link and some background information also under the About tab of the DEMOCRALYZER.
My name is Michael Ohler. I live in the north of Germany, and sometimes we blame our local problems here on the state government in Kiel. They complain about the laws coming from Berlin, and Berlin point their fingers direction of Brussels. We sometimes take democracy for so self-evident that we doubt about it, that we criticize its mechanics or even defame the politicians.
Debate and contrarian views are part of democracy. However, we risk overlooking what matters most. Irrespective of how they are governed, people care about 5 main aspects. They need their fundamental rights respected. They want to see checks on the government and a representative government. They care about an impartial administration and participatory engagement. The DEMOCRALYZER allows you to gain an overview of all 5 attributes. You can also drill down into the details, compare countries, and study the evolution over time. Let's have a look. Here we are in the menu item Analyze. You also see the About section I have mentioned before. Currently, you can check the status of one country using the flower chart that we see down here. You can also use a drill down chart we are going to talk about later, or you can study in more detail 1 indicator or even 2 indicators together. With this slider bar here, you choose a specific year. This flower chart represents the status of Germany in the year 2018. You see the 5 main attributes: fundamental rights, checks on the government, the impartial administration, participatory engagement, and a representative government. The color coding shows how much any of the attributes is fulfilled, ranging from yellow for fully present to purple, which is virtually absent. Here we look in more detail at fundamental rights. They are composed of the access to justice, civil liberties, social rights and equality. In their turn, civil liberties are composed of the freedoms of expression, assembly, religion and movement, as well as the right to personal integrity and security. These attributes are built from numerous individual indicators. You remember the dark blue and even more the purple correspond to low fulfillment. We notice that some of the indicators up here correspond to a pretty low fulfillment, such as the freedom of religion, for example, or the lower chamber female legislators. This is all interesting, and in one single view you get an impression about the status of democracy in Germany in the year 2018.
The flower chart provides you with the status of one country in one specific year. In one single go, you can look at about 150 different indicators, and this for 160 countries. Not bad, I would say.
Let's look at the drill down chart, again for Germany. We see here the 5 main attributes and the evolution over all the years, between 1975 and 1920. You see that together also with the sub-attributes of those major attributes, and the sub-attributes are shown here in pale colors. Let's drill down one level and select fundamental rights. So here we see, for example, how social rights and equality have increased significantly over all the years. Most of all, if we look here, basic welfare. In other words, this here gives you a really quick snapshot on how things have evolved over time and how specific attributes, sub-attributes and indicators have progressed. So long for a first impression of what you can currently do with the DEMOCRALYZER. If you like, you can play around with the app, and that is very much intended. Just a little warning coming from my friend Tefik. It is indeed pretty addictive. Let me share here with you one example for the kind of questions you can investigate using the DEMOCRALYZER. Imagine you wanted to investigate the evolution of civil liberties across countries. For that, you could go to one indicator and use the time series chart to compare your country to, say, Uruguay or any other selection of countries. On the background of all other countries, the time series chart will then display the evolution of civil liberties in the selected countries. Quite likely, when looking at the results, you will be as surprised as I was. What happened between 1980 and 1985 in Uruguay? Also, when looking at all the other countries, you notice that towards the end of the 1980s, many countries made a significant jump in terms of civil liberties. What happened there? In the One Indicator tab, you also find the bar chart. Just out of curiosity, enter there the time frame from 1985 to 1995 and compare the results to the years from 2010 to 2020. Honestly, I was shocked by the difference. Just try it. Here you also find the link to the DEMOCRALYZER. So just go there and try it out. Feedback, ideas and support also always welcome. I am most curious to learn how you are actually using the DEMOCRALYZER. Many thanks.